Hello learners, welcome to our virtual learning class. Today we'll be studying mathematics. And the topic for today's lesson is comparing decimals, fractions, and percentages using less than, greater than, or equal to, Let's look at the objectives. At the end of the lesson, we'll be able to compare a mixture of decimals, percentages, and fractions. Then continue to arrange a mixture of decimals, percentages, and fractions in ascending and descending order at the end of the lesson. Now let's look at the signs. We have less than, greater than, then equal. Now let's look at this demonstration. This gallon and the cork, we can see that the gallon is bigger than the cork, and at the same time the cork is smaller than the gallon. So in this case we say the gallon is greater than the cork and the cork is less than the gallon. So we give this is the less than, we give this to the cork, and this is the gallon. So we give greater than to the gallon. Let's try these examples. We learned how to compare fractions with the same denominator using less than, greater than, or equal to. So let's look at this. This is a whole that is divided into 8 parts and 4 parts have been taken. The same time, a whole divided into 8 parts and 2 parts have been taken. So let's assume this is a bread. This is one whole bread. And your mommy has given you 4 out of the 8. So when you look at the 4 out of the 8, this is from here. So 1 over 8, 2 over 8, 3 over 8, and 4 over 8 out of the 8. And you were giving this. Now, your mommy continue to give. We have 2 out of 8. So we have 1 over 8, 2 out of 8. This part to your brother, and you were giving from here to here, you were giving from here to here, and your brother was giving from here to here. So when you look at this, you can see that the part of the bread given to you is bigger than the part given to your brother. So we say 4 over 2, which is given to you, 4 over 8, which was given to you, is greater than 2 over 8 given to your brother. So we say 4 over 8 is greater than the gallon sign. We say the gallon is greater than, and the cork is less than. Thank you. Let's continue with today's lesson. We are learning to compare a mixture of decimal, fraction, and percentages. So when we look at this fraction, we have fraction and decimals. So in this case, either we change all to fractions or we change all to decimal, then we compare them. So now, in this case, this is already in decimal. So we change this fraction also to decimal. Then we can compare them. So changing this fraction to decimal, we learn how to change fraction to decimal. We learn decimals have their denominator to be either 10, 100, or 1,000 and above. So you have to change this to decimal. In changing it to decimal, we have 4 over 5. This will be equal to, this is in hundreds, so we have to change the fraction to 200. So we look for a number that will multiply by this, the denominator will give us 100. And that number is 20. So we have 4 times 20 over 5 times 20, which will give us 80 over 100. Now, since it is over 100, we continue to write our decimal as 0.80. So over here we are having 0.80. Now we are comparing 0.80 and 0.78. We can see that this is 8 and this is 7. So we can see that 8 is greater than 7. So we put our sign greater than over there. So we have 4/5 greater than 0.78. 4/5 greater than 0.78. And let's continue with our next example, which is 1/2 and 50%. In this case, we are changing it to percentage. So we are changing the fraction 1/2 to percentage. So we have 1/2. This will be equal to, look for a number that will multiply by the 2, give us 100, and that number is 50. So we have 1 times 50 all over 2 times 50. This will give us 50 over 100, which gives us 50%. 50%. So over here we have 50%. We have 50%. Now when we look at 50% here and 50% here, we can see that they are what? Equal. They are equal. So we put equal over there. Let's continue with our next example, which is 0.9 and 60%. 0.9 and 60%. Since this is already in percentage, we change the 0.9 to percent, or we change this one to decimal. Either we change this one to decimal or this to percentage. So let's try changing this to decimal or to percentage. So now we change this 60% to decimal. We have 60%. We know 60% is equal to 60 over 100. This will give us 0.60. To give us 0.60. So here we have 0.60. Now let's look at the first decimal place. We are comparing the first decimal place. So let's look at it. We have 9 here and 6 here. 9 and 6. So we can see that 9 is greater than 6, or 6 is less than 9. So we put our greater than over there. Now let's continue with our next example. Say arrange the following in ascending order, which means that we are arranging the fraction from the smallest to the biggest, or from the small one to the big one. So now we have fraction, decimal, and percentage. So we can either change this and this to percentage, then we compare. So now let's start with 1/2 to percentage. 1/2 will give us, we look for a number that will multiply by 2, give us 100. So we have 1 times 50 over 2 times 50. This will give us 50 over 100. Now 50 over 100 is equal to 50%. Then we move on to 0.78. We change to a percentage. So this 0.78, this will be equal to, we have 78 over 100. Since it's over 100, it's already in percentage. So this will give us 78%. 78%. Now our 1/2 here is 50%. Then 78% and 80%. Now we are asked to arrange this in ascending order, that is from the smallest to the biggest. So in this we have 50% will come first, which will give us 1/2. Then we mark, then we have 0.78, and the biggest one here is 80%. 0.78 is 78%. Since we convert all to percentage, so when we are asked to compare decimal mixture of decimal, fractions, and percentage. Either we change all to percentage, then we compare all decimal or fraction. Then we compare. In the same way, when we're asked to arrange either in ascending order or descending order, we change them to either percentage, decimal, fraction, then we arrange them if it's in ascending order from the small to the biggest, and if it's in descending order from the biggest to the smallest. Now, I hope with this you will study more at home, and until we meet, have a good day. Bye bye.